What's up, everybody? How are you? It's your boy Bill Forster. Happy New Year to everybody out there that's watching and listening in. This is Real Talk Chronicles. I am so happy to be back. It's been a minute because the last time we were here, uh, we had taken a little hiatus due to health issues for myself and other things of that magnitude, and just everybody was busy. Everybody, how are you? Oh wow, we got it. Let me just turn that down, and it's just everybody was just doing what they were supposed to do. We're back. It's a new year. I got my boys back. I got Kevin. I got Rich. First and foremost, Happy New Year to you, Kevin. Happy New Year to you, Rich. Kevin, how was your New Year, brother?
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. It was good. It was good. Quiet New Year. You know, a little bit of a flu running around the house. So we had a quiet time, but all good now. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. We had Dr. Corder on yet Monday, and she went in detail about the flu and things of that magnitude. So yeah, that might be a show that people want to go back and look at to see what she was talking about. Rich, how you feeling, brother? Happy New Year to you too, man. Rich, you muted. You're muted. Rich, you mute.
Is that a bad thing?
Rich, Rich, you're muted. You got to unmute yourself. Okay, you got to unmute yourself, brother. I can't. That's your controls. That's not mine. Let me see. That's on your side, Rich. There you go. I can't hear you, bro.
I think he's a victim of the Verizon outage.
Yeah, you're a victim of the Verizon outage. We cannot hear you, Rich. You turn your volume up.
He went from his normal.
You still, Rich, we can't hear you. You talking, but we can't.
The guy's on a flip.
Rich, we can't hear you. You know, I got sound effect stuff for that, for stuff like that. Kevin, watch. We're gonna hit him with stuff like this. Watch. I'm gonna mess with him. I'm gonna mess with him. Here he comes. Here he is. Exactly. Can we hear you now, brother?
I don't know. Can you?
We got you. We got you, brother. We got you. We got you. Listen. Listen, I got sound effects now.
I hear it.
Yeah. We going, baby. We got
Hey, listen, I'm just happy to be here.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. So
I got my man Kev here, the Great White Hope.
Oh my God. We coming back to live. Stefania said, oh my God. Stefania said,
that took
hello.
all of what, 3 seconds?
Yeah.
First shot.
So listen, we're not gonna be on long because Rich, you know, we got to watch the Knicks tonight at 10 o'clock, but we'll be off way before then. Kev, how's the kids? Rich, how's the family? Everybody's good. Everybody's good.
Yeah.
All right. Chuck gonna try to chime in later. Okay. Let's start off. Madani, Kev, and Rich, you know, what's your thoughts of him being the mayor? Because we're going to jump into 2006. We'll get to Mr. Trump later, but we're going to jump right into 2006. What's your thoughts of Madani being the mayor? There was a lot of feedback. People was mad at him about being a socialist and things of that magnitude. But from my standpoint, which I'll give it to you, is that I think people were tired of the old guard. You know what I'm saying? The old politician making a lot of promises and nothing coming to fruition. This way, new blood. Go ahead, Kev. I'll give it to you, and I'll let Rich chime in. Mm-hmm.
He's the mayor. You got to see what happens. You know, do I have a thought and opinion? Do I think he'll be a bit of a mess? Maybe.
Okay.
I'll give you my overall assessment. You're right. He's the change.
Yes.
You know, he is the left's version of Trump.
Yes.
That's the way I see him.
Yeah.
You know, he's a bit too far to the left of me. Trump's a little too far to the right. They're both a little, you know, don't come to the center. And I'm not a fan, but I have to wait and see. I'm not going to judge a man on day 14 of being mayor.
Absolutely. What did you think about his meeting with the president? They seem they played nice.
I think everybody should meet. I think the mayor, no matter who the mayor is in New York City, should meet the president, no matter who the president is. I think the president should meet with the heads of Canada to Russia and every other country.
Understood.
People have to talk. Like that to me is besides politics.
Yes,
we have to learn to agree to disagree.
Yes, very much so.
So I'm all for them talking.
Rich, what was your thoughts of Mamdani coming into office and stuff like that?
Well, he came in, promising stuff that, all politicians, got their agenda of trying to say whatever it is that they think the people need to hear for them to vote for them.
Mm-hmm.
But he was saying something.
You went out on us, bro.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you now.
Okay. He came in, talking about a lot of things that appeal to a lot of the people in the city, as far as housing prices and a lot of stuff that's going on now that like all of this, like he said something about the subway and transit that made all the sense in the world to me, affordable housing and things like that, which everybody says, but then they got to deal with the reality is that this shit, they can't just do it by themselves.
Okay.
They need other people to get on board with it, like the governor, the city council, and other politicians and so forth, right?
Yes.
But he has what they call a mandate by the people because the people voted for him,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And they like what he was saying. And I liked what he was saying. And the guy's been in office, what, a week, 2 weeks?
Yeah, like Chuck said, 14 days, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you really can't, at this point, give him a report card, No.
Well, but, it's so funny. I guess I was go ahead.
I'm going to tell you something that he did that I really respected, and I saw no other politician do this, right? I don't care whether you're running for mayor, for governor, for president, for senator or council member, right? Somehow or another, when they do these debates, they always manage to squeeze in this whole thing about the state of Israel. Do you support the state of Israel? Will you visit the homeland of Israel once you get elected, right? Mm-hmm. Which I'm like, what does that shit got to do with America, right?
Right.
So they went down the line when all of the politicians were running for that Democratic ticket, right? Mm-hmm. And they asked everybody on that panel, where would you go once you got elected for president? Which country would you visit first? Every last one of them said the motherland, Israel, all down the line. When it got to him, who was last, he said, I would stay here in New York City because my focus is on trying to fix the city. And Cuomo jumped on him. Oh, see, mm-hmm. he doesn't, respect the state of Israel. I'm like, dog, what does that got to do with anything? Right, why is it so important that everybody has to support the state of Israel?
Right.
I don't get it.
Well, we're going to get into that. We're going to get into that. I just want to stay on him for 1 second, but we're going to talk about Israel too. So,
well, I mentioned that because that's something that he said that nobody else said.
Okay. All right. And that's real. You know what I'm saying? I think he touched on a lot of bases. A lot of people try to bait him in a lot of other things. Me personally, I think he's new blood. I think they got tired of the old guard, and I just think they want to change. A la like Obama, when everybody wanted change, and he was a new, Cuomo. Not that he's not a good person or a good person to run for office, but it was just like been there, done that. Curtis Lewa, not even there for that. So
Curtis Sleazy.
Yeah, and then I think Eric had just kind of put himself in a position where nobody even wanted to support him anymore. So I mean that was the problem with that. With that being said, recently I think Mandani just and the governor just did something for healthcare. I think if you're under 2 years of age, it's free healthcare. Did you guys hear anything about that? I saw that on the news when I was there.
Healthcare.
What'd you say, Kev?
Childcare for
Childcare.
Yeah. Childcare under 10.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Sorry. Yeah, thank you for correcting me. Childcare.
That's my job.
I think it's a good idea. What do you? I think it's a good idea. What do you think? What's your thoughts on it, Kev?
Look, working families who can't afford childcare need it. Right? We either have to help supplement moms and dads. I'm not going to just pick, help the moms because there are single dads out there. If we want them to work, right? If you want them to work, if you have a job that pays you $150,000 a year, you can afford childcare. If you got a job that pays you $40,000 a year, you can't. It's an impossible task.
Yeah.
And so there has to be a scale of helping them, or that parent doesn't work and then you're giving them welfare to stay at home, and that's not the answer either. So I'm a big fan of the help. You have to help with some childcare. Not everything should be free, not free for everybody, right? Because if you're making $250,000 a year and we're giving you free childcare, that makes no sense to me either. Yes. So it's got to be on a scale that fits.
Yep. Everybody out there that's watching, a lot of you might have to go to YouTube. Facebook is not allowing me to share like I used to and make it public. So what we're going to have to do, I don't know if you have to go to my page and share it from your phone and stuff of that magnitude, or just eventually go to the YouTube and then share it. But anyway, with that being said and saying all of that, Rich, what's your thought on the child care situation?
Can you repeat that?
What's your thoughts on the child care situation that Mandani is trying to make it any child under 2 years old, 2 years and under, their parents get free child care?
Hey, I hear you talking about child care, so I'm guessing that you're asking me the same question you asked Kev.
Yes, absolutely.
But
absolutely.
I'm a firm believer in making it possible for people that can't afford child care to receive it, and those people that are working in that profession to get all the benefits that they should get as people that are taking care of children. The right salary, Medicare, medical coverage, rather, and things of that nature. I mean, this city, New York City, is just so expensive for everything. I mean, they making it impossible for you to own a car in New York City.
Yeah.
Like, they want everybody to ride the subway. And then one of the other things that Mandani is talking about is making mass transit free.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good argument, because there's some things that lead to question about, the transit system and the funding that they get, and that they're always crying that they don't have money and they need money. And, when you get on the subway and the bus, you see advertisements on the bus, you see it in the subway, and there are millions of people that ride the subway every day, just like there are millions of people that watch the Super Bowl, and advertisers pay millions of dollars for 30 seconds of advertisement just for those millions of people to watch that ad. Mm-hmm. And these are ads that are every day on the way in the bus. And the question is, how much money are they making for this advertisement?
Yeah.
And where does that money go? Nobody talks about that.
Yeah.
And during the pandemic, they let people ride the bus and the train for free.
Well, listen, what's so funny? People jumping. I know this for a fact. Well, first and foremost, let me give on the child care. We all do it on the child care. So, so I say all that to say, listen. I got these new toys. I'm gonna play with them. Yo, they upgraded stream, so I'm gonna play with it. You know, people talk about the socialist aspect of what he's trying to do, and I had a conversation with a gentleman one day, and he was like, "What do you think about him?" Da 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 da. I said, "Well, yo," I said, "You know, I mean, gotta give him a chance." I kind of went Kevin's route and to see what he's going to do, and he was like, "Oh, well, you think you know the socialist stuff?" I said, "Well, wait a minute. The military lives off of socialist ideology, and I agree. I'm all for military men and women getting free health care at the VA hospital. So he was like, "Well, that's different." So I said, "Well, why is it different?" Because you co-sign the military, you accept the military, you have a patriot ideology. So the bottom line is, like Rich said, if you can have sponsors pay for something, then now it justifies, you know, how people get paid. I don't know what his ideology is. I just said that to say, let's not, you know, rich people live off a socialist mindset all the time. You know, we always talk about taxpayers and where the money comes from and how it gets there. I guess it's a wait and see situation. Kev, Rich, your thoughts, and then we'll move on to another topic.
You know, I'm a fan of the subway and buses being free. Right. I think if you actually did like a cost, I wonder if you did the cost analysis on what does it cost? What does it cost to collect the money? It seems like every few years the MTA changes the system on how they collect the money, right? Like think about in your lifetime, how many different ways have they collected money, Metro cards, tokens, different sorts of things. The amount of money they spend on, Stefan, you just mentioned the new turnstile doors, which are turning into already a nightmare. How much money they spent on that? How much money they spent on collecting it? How much money we spend on arresting people for going through it and not paying? If you took all that money, you saved it all. Let people go on for free. But I'm also not a fan of tolls either. I don't like congestion pricing. I don't like tolls on bridges. All that collection stuff should go in the garbage. I'm no fan of that. And I think you can find other ways. Rich, I'm with you on the advertisement. There's ways of advertising. Some of the places have businesses downstairs. Some of it could be advertising. There's got to be new ways to sell it. You know, I've talked to you before about going into the schools, about selling the names of schools. Well, maybe we could sell some of the names of some of these train stations, and some billionaire could pay, billionaire could pay to have their name put on it. You know, that train station is now, Bill Foster Way. Fine. It is. But let's look for money a different way. I don't like paying for the train. I think we shouldn't. I don't like tolls.
Understood. Rich?
Well, I'm glad to see Kev finally agrees with me on something.
New year, Rich, 2026.
Now listen. I got to double down on this whole advertisement. I got to double down on this advertisement thing. This whole thing about advertisement, right? Advertisement pays for whenever we watch these TV shows. The money that comes from companies pays the salary of everybody that airs this shit, from the people that are in the show or the TV show or the news station, from the cameraman to the light man. Everybody gets paid off of advertisement money. So that's a lot of dough. So you got buildings in New York City. There's a Cotton Club right there on 125th Street. I don't never see nobody going in there, but that shit's been open forever. And they got one sign that's on the top of the building that's a billboard that's used for advertisement. And they get paid for that billboard. And that's what keeps the lights on in that building. So there's so much money in advertisement, and nobody, I've never heard a politician just ask the question when they start talking about the subway system. Where's the money from advertisement? How much is it? Where is it going? So to have us getting hit in the head constantly with the cost of raising the fare, the tolls. You got this congestion pricing shit. You can't go below 60th Street. They're giving you charge you $9.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? And now, this is the other shit. Now, you getting a ticket for double parking. The bus takes a snapshot of you double parked. The bus going and coming takes a picture of your car, and you get a ticket in the mail for $150.
Yep. The city
Crazy.
knows how to make money. I
Yeah.
gotta say.
And they
like,
started out with a few buses. Now they're putting them on all of the buses because they're seeing the money that's rolling in.
Yeah.
And because it's a video, they're telling you on the ticket, you can't even fight it.
Yeah, just take it. Just take it.
Yeah, they say, here, take this. We ain't even got no Vaseline for you. Just take it straight up.
Listen, you know what's so funny? It's not even, you know, now I used to be a former bus driver, so I understand the severity of what their time restraints are, and I understand what happens if you have an accident and on the right side, it could cost you your job. But what I do have a problem is that, do you know why a person is double parked? You know what I'm saying? Like, you took away that aspect. I mean, say we have an elderly parent and they have to come out and get out in front of that place. Just because that bus is coming now, all of a sudden it's chaos. But the city doesn't care about that. They care about time. They want the buses to be on schedule, and they want to move in. And they're going, like you said, Rich and Kev both, you know, they're going to generate money. So, you know, for whatever reason, rhyme and reason. And like I said, there isn't any fight. I don't even think they even let you dispute it. They're just like, yo, knock it off.
It's a straight money grab.
Yeah.
You know, and on top of that, man, you know, all of the businesses, the local businesses, the mom and pop stores that have managed to survive the pandemic or open up another shop, you can't even go to any takeout restaurant or any restaurant for that matter in the city because, you know, parking is at a premium. You know, you can barely park anywhere. And if you're going to stop to get a takeout, you might have to double park to run into Popeye's Fried Chicken or wherever you're running into.
Mm-hmm.
And you jumping out the car, going in, and somebody could be in the car, and it doesn't matter. You're still going to get hit with a ticket, you know? And they're telling you that you're double parked in a bus lane, right? Anything that, I guess, impedes the bus pulling out of the bus stop is a bus lane. So you don't even have to be in the bus stop.
Oh, really?
If you're in the lane. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the lane.
No, it's not parking in the bus stop. It's parking in a lane.
In the lanes.
Say you park in front of the bus stop.
That's that bus lane that says, you know, it's just a bus lane. I'm assuming. Yes, right.
Yes, they're not giving you tickets not just for that anymore. You know, they're giving you a ticket by camera.
To go get your food. You should get a little scooter to go get your food with a little basket on the front.
Yeah,
a little horn.
DoorDash.
Yeah.
DoorDash.
Yeah. Throw a little DoorDash scooter and go get your food. Don't double park your car.
No, that's not my issue, Kev. I cook at home. I'm on a fixed income. I'm a senior citizen.
Here we go. Here we go. So, yo, with that being said and saying all of that, we're going to move into, we'll get to Venezuela. We'll get to, if we get, if time permits, we're a half an hour in. Let's talk about the shooting of Amy Good. ICE. Let's talk about ICE, the ICE agents. I'll start with you, Rich. First and foremost, what's your thoughts of ICE? And then what's your thought of the shooting? Go ahead.
All right. The president has given, well, actually, let's start with this. The president has formed his own militia, which is ICE. He's given all these people perks and incentives to join ICE, right? And he's turning them into police officers, so to speak. Government ICE agent police officers, where they can go into cities and wear masks. They're all riding around with masks on. Some of them have never really had any training in law enforcement.
Yeah, what is it? 8 weeks, if that? If
Yeah.
that.
So they giving these motherfuckers guns, badges, and telling them they work directly for the president. And this is what they put in their heads, that they're immune from prosecution. And they're acting like it. And they're going around creating havoc. And my opinion of this is local states and cities, the enforcement, like the regular police officers and sheriffs in these towns, they need to do some kickback at that, because they're breaking all kind of laws, snatching people up, asking for ID that local police not even supposed to ask for unless there's some kind of warrant or crime committed. And they're approaching people with a mask on. How do I know who the hell you are? Number one, you're coming at me with a mask, with a jacket that says ICE that you can actually buy on Amazon. They sell ICE jackets on Amazon.
Yeah.
So if you in a state, a carrying state, and you buy a fucking ICE jacket, put a ski mask on, you can ride around talking about you down with ICE.
Yeah.
And that's crazy.
Yeah.
Now, to the point of this guy shooting this woman, if you saw the footage, I seen several different angles of this incident, right? And clearly, from the footage that I saw, she was not running into that guy that shot her.
Yeah.
She pulled up and she's actually waving for them to go past her. And that one car didn't pass her, stopped and got out, and then approached her to get out the car. She turned her steering wheel to leave. The cop that was standing in front on the side of the car capped her. I believe it was 3 times.
He did. Shot her in the face.
They called her a stupid bitch.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, when you start killing white people, change is gonna happen. You can't just shoot a white person like you do a black person, and it's okay, Now, that woman, she didn't do anything. She didn't do. What are you laughing at? She didn't do anything.
Oh, you can't hear my sound effects thing? You can't hear the sound effects thing?
No, I can't hear that shit.
Oh, hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Watch this. Kevin can hear it. You can't hear it. I don't know why you can't hear it. Yeah.
Turn up your hearing aid, Rich.
No, I can't hear that shit.
Yeah. Hold on.
But I'm like, yo, man, this president is one of the only politicians that does exactly what he says he's going to do.
Yeah.
And gets away with it.
Absolutely.
He's emboldening and empowering these people to go around and just wreak havoc.
Mm-hmm.
Now, all this time ICE been doing this shit, ain't nobody been talking about them Epstein files.
Well, yeah. Wait. Well, we can talk about that distraction.
Nobody talk about the Epstein files no more.
Yeah.
He's killing white. Yo, he's killing white people.
Yeah. Well, listen, I got the. So, Kev, what's your thoughts? And then I'll chime in after you.
There's at least 3 things in there, Rich, I want to throw at you guys and go over what you said. So one, I want to talk about the masks. I'm not a fan of the ICE agents wearing a mask, right? Like I don't, we did not wear masks, Bill, as cops, but I also understand it. What's going on with the federal agents, what's happening to them is they're being identified working, and the protests are going to their homes, and they're harassing them in their houses, and they're threatening their families. So these guys and gals went to masks to protect themselves. This is happening at an absurd rate. If you know any HSI agents, you talk to them, ICE agents, you talk to them. That's the reason they went to masks. I'm not a fan of it, but I understand the mentality that they're trying to protect their family is what the answer is there.
Okay. Okay.
The ICE agents not being cops, they're not cops, right? And we send them. I am a fan of ICE should remove all violent felons, right? And I can argue all felons. You're arrested for a felony, and you're in this country, you're new. That's a reason to get you out. I believe in the simple philosophy that we were taught by our parents. If you're a guest, be on your best behavior. Problem is, we had one side, president and administration who didn't do that. And then we have this guy who's come in and has gone super aggressive with it, where there really is an answer in the middle of, we can argue about all felons, but violent felons, I don't think most of us would argue that violent felons should be thrown out of the country.
Get them out. Yeah,
right?
Get them out. Right.
So now, but these ICE agents, historically, what would happen is if ICE was doing a raid in New York City, NYPD would be invited, and we would work with them, and we would be part of their security team. We would handle, and there's protests. That's our job.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of cities are refusing to help. So now ICE agents have to deal with what they're supposed to do and deal with being in the middle of protests.
Have you guys ever worked with ICE agents?
No.
Yeah, I have.
You have, Kev? I have. I've never worked with them.
Yeah.
Never worked with them. I never worked with them. Well, Kev.
So the ICE agents that you worked with, Kev, are they the same ICE agents that they've been recruiting off online and shit?
Off of TikTok and stuff like that.
Well, they're recruiting them back. That's what the big offer is. They're asking for the guys who, men and women who left. There's a big money to come back. There's incentives to stay, and there's incentives for new hires. They did throw a lot of money into this.
Well, I heard they were getting paid $50,000.
There's a $50,000 lump sum if you sign on, and then you do a year. Like there could be a $50,000 lump sum bonus for you for working, for deciding to do this.
Well, I want you to finish your thoughts, and then
I don't know any.
Yeah, but Kev, if you're going to go after criminals, right? Yep. Why are they going after people they just walking up on people in the street that don't speak English? They're going into restaurants and places of business where people are working and asking them. They're not identifying. They're not identifying for the most part. I'm not saying all these cases are like that, but for the most part, they're just walking up on people like they went to Chinatown and just went through Chinatown. They wasn't going looking for a specific person. They went in grabbing people up and forcing them to prove that they're citizens. Now, is that part of the law? Or is that some special shit going on?
Oh, it's special. Here's my thing is you
all right with that? You're all right with that?
Can I finish, my friend?
Go ahead, flatulate the information.
You nor I know how many felons they're picking up or how many migrant workers they're picking up. We don't know. We have no idea what the numbers are. What I do know for a fact is they have quotas. And Bill, we've worked in, when you have quotas for making arrests, I know there's sloppy work going on. Right. I know when we were in the PD and there was quotas for making arrests.
Understood.
Guys, they were good cops who, no matter what, like they used their common sense. And then there were robots who just, I don't care about how your Metro card's not working and you paid your monthly thing. You snuck through, you go into jail, right?
Yeah. Or you bring a person in with a little a fingerprint of a roach and talk about he was smoking. Yeah, you're right.
Just stupid things. Or the narcotics.
Let me ask you something. Are all the illegal immigrants of Hispanic and African persuasion, dark skin persuasion.
Yeah. Let me comment real quick on you.
Because last I checked, there's a whole bunch of Europeans coming over here too.
Well, yeah,
That
that's the whole
fall
thing.
into that category.
Hold on, Rich.
100%.
Let me just say this. Bottom line is, I had saw the data on something that they were saying out of all the people they're arresting, only 8% of the people are violent or have criminal records. So basically, what they're taking anybody that is over here waiting on a visa, and they're arresting them if they haven't got it yet. Now we all know it takes time for a person to go and get their citizenship if they're alien. I
They
like
just
you,
snatched
Rich.
up the guy that works for the city council.
Yep,
I mean,
exactly.
for the assembly's office, one of the assembly members, staff members.
Yep,
That was
exactly.
here on a visa.
Yep.
They went there. He went to his, his regular scheduled, appointment, and they snatched him up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah, let me just give you my personal feelings on the ICE. I think they're punks. Right? I'm gonna say what I say. I'm not a fan of them. I think I'm not gonna call them Proud Boys and say like that. I think they want to be patriots. I think they're guys that have finally got the opportunity to say they're doing something for their country when they've been Monday morning quarterbacks all their lives, right? They're in the gym, throwing up weight, and now this is their time to be like, oh, I'm a tough guy. A lot of them, they don't display any kind of law enforcement etiquette. Like when you see them spraying the guy with the mace, I mean, the mace under the umbrella, over the umbrella, on the side. Like right now you're being petty, right? You're going up to people in the city, in the street, and you're just asking them if they're a citizen. What kind of investigation are you doing? You're just going, like you said, Kevin, you're going after quotas now. You're just picking random people that you're stereotyping. You're just going after anybody that you feel you deem, and you're talking to them and you're being disrespectful. I have the least amount of respect for them, just like I have the lack of respect. And I'm not anti-law enforcement. People, please don't ever say I am, because of course I was law enforcement and that pays the bills, right? But what I am is anti-punk, and I'm anti-BS, right? What I saw in that shooting, first and foremost, I'll send it to you. I thought I might have did it in our group chat, the slow motion version. And Kevin, you were law enforcement, Rich. I mean, you got more than enough. Yeah, I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you.
My internet's bad. Play it from yours. Play it from yours. Put it on the screen.
Okay, hold on. Let me, Malika.
Gotta get the calls.
Why you gonna make me put my wife to work? You're gonna make me put my wife to work. So anyway,
I thought it's a new year. Maybe you learned how to play a video on
baby steps, bro. Baby steps, guy. Listen, I got a year older, but I didn't say I got that much smarter. So I say all that to say.
Hey, Bill, can I say something, man?
Sure.
This administration and everybody that's working in government today under this administration, they don't work for the country. They work for the president. Everybody right now that's in any official capacity, from the DOJ to the FBI, are not following the Constitution. They're following the president. This president has emboldened anyone that's a follower of his, that will allow him to do whatever the hell he wants. They're running on the premise that if they get into any trouble, that he'll simply pardon them. This guy pardoned 1,500 people, and pardoning, like he's going to Venezuela saying this guy's a drug dealer. Then he turns around and releases a convicted drug dealer, because he can. The Supreme Court and other judges, federal judges, are telling him he can't do this, he can't do that. If a judge says, Bill, you're going to do a life sentence, and you simply say, I'm not going to jail, And the judge says, yes, you are. The judge is not the one that's going to put you in jail. It's law enforcement. In this case, it's the DOJ. And who works for the DOJ? I mean, who does the DOJ work for? They don't work for the country. They work for Trump. So whatever the judge tells them to do, he simply says, don't do it. So they're not enforcing any of these rulings that these federal judges are giving on these different things that Trump is doing as far as arresting these people and putting them on a plane and flying them to another country.
Yeah.
And grabbing people that aren't even in that category. And they're telling, no, you took the wrong person. And he's like, oh, well, he's over there now. You know, like, so what?
Yeah. His Gestapo gangster attitude, his, what's his name? Capone mentality. Kevin, I emailed you by accident. And so if you want to show it, you can. Let me stop.
Unfortunately, Bill, I was saying to you, I'll try, but my internet's a little shaky tonight.
Okay. We're working on 2G in 2006. There you go. Exactly. 2020. No, but anyway, like I said, if I can get Malika, hold on. Let me see if I can get Malika. Hold on.
To your statement there, Rich, I don't disagree. I have lost faith in what DOJ is, but I didn't start losing it with this administration. I lost it in the last administration too. I think this guy's taking it to a new level. But if you go back 10, 15, 20 years, when there was an arrest of a politician or something of like that caliber by DOJ, I didn't question, is this politically motivated or is there anything else behind this? And today I question it. And I question it under Biden as well. I saw some things I did not like under that administration. I didn't like a lot of his pardons, but Trump's taken it to a different level. He's taken it higher, no question. He's pardoned people he should not have pardoned. He shouldn't have as strong a pardonability as he does. I am not a fan of this. And it's sad when you have to now, just like when I read something in the media, I have to read through what's the slant, what's the real story, what are they trying to push? And now I have to look at, if DOJ's arresting a politician or putting charges on somebody, is there a slant to this? And that's sad. That's really a sad state of affairs.
But Kevin, you don't have to figure that out. The president is telling you that it's a slant. He's telling you that he's telling them to do this shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it ain't figuring it out. He's straight up telling you he's going after these people. He's telling them that this is what's going to happen to them. I mean, once he got elected, he said he was going after all of these people.
Yeah. And I said, he's not the first. And I'll go back to his Letitia James ran on that saying, I'm going to get him. I'll go after him. And she did. Like, none of that to me is all right. It's not all right. This is not what we're supposed to be. The judiciary part of this DOJ is supposed to be as straight as an arrow. And you hit it on the head before, Rich, with the Constitution. That's the only thing they're supposed to listen to. It's a super black and white. We go after people who break the law. Not selectively going after people who break the law, not choosing we'll only go after this group who breaks the law, but we'll leave that group alone if they break the law. No.
But that's where the separation of power comes in.
Yeah.
And once he got in the office, he took those people out of that position and simply put anybody in there that's going to disregard the Constitution and do exactly what he says.
Yeah.
And the whole Republican Party is falling in line with whatever this guy tells them to do.
Mom, can't ever say the whole.
I mean, we're in this position where, everybody's thinking about their own personal situation, and a lot of this shit is based on what their religious beliefs and their financial beliefs are, with as far as this whole thing about believing this whole thing about Trump's going to make you get you rich somehow. He's going to put more money in your pocket, and he's going to increase businesses here in America and all of this shit, and you feed into that, and everybody is just reacting based on these promises of what he's going to do for you. He's not doing shit for you, He's allowing you to come and what's that? Larago, whatever the fuck that fucking place is. His fortress is over there, and
Yeah.
you pay him millions of dollars to have a sit down with the president. I mean, where do they do that at? To just have a sit down with the president, you just give him a couple of $1 million, and he'll put you on the line to come in and kiss the ring. What am I getting for these $3 and $4 and $5 million?
Well, those accusations.
What am I getting out of it?
Those accusations,
I'm
my friend.
insider trading right in front of your face.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you, but those accusations have existed. It was Biden had the same. His son got paid a lot of money to get access. The Clintons had the same with their foundation. The people paid a lot of money to their foundation to get access. This ain't the first.
What kills me is you can't talk about this administration without bringing up previous administrations. Every time you talk about what this guy's doing, it's like, okay, well, they did it before. Fuck what they did before. Right now, we got a guy in front of us that's creating a situation that could possibly lead to World War III. Him going over to Venezuela and trying to do what he's doing and deny the oil that China gets from them and that Russia gets from them.
Rich, hold that thought. Can you guys see my screen? Malika, help me out. I'm gonna try to share this. I'm gonna share the shooting. Kev, can you see it?
I got you. Stefania, can you see it? Is it large enough on YouTube?
Let's see.
I need to switch glasses.
Hey, when we gonna bring Stefania on the show?
Look. Gun pointed at the driver already.
Yeah, that's all right.
Why, Kev?
That's all right, huh?
Why?
She at this point she was blocking them, causing havoc. They were telling her to get out of the car. Using your gun, having your gun is fine.
So wait a minute, Kevin. You think it was all right for him?
She was blocking them, causing havoc.
Hold
That's
on,
what
Rich.
you
Hold
see,
on,
Kevin.
Rich. Hold on, Rich. Look at this. He has his gun drawn already.
That's somebody's created video. What is that? That's not the video of the thing. That's somebody created their own 3D thing of what they believe the shooting happened. I don't. That doesn't mean anything.
Believe they took it from the actual shooting.
All right, but to your point, Kevin, you said she was blocking them, right? While they were doing a police action, right? What was the actual action that they were doing that she was blocking?
Does it matter? Like, if they're in the road and she's intentionally blocking them, trying to stop them, That's have a right.
You saw it in that footage?
So, Kev, hold on. Let me ask him from some law enforcement shit. Kevin, what are you seeing that I'm not seeing?
This is not the only video. There's longer, and the discussions about this, that she was there longer. Like, we're only seeing this. You're showing what, 3 to 5 seconds?
Understood, but I'm showing, because I'm showing the shooting. I'm not showing the interaction. So does the interaction?
But what footage did you see, Kev, that showed what you're talking about?
All right. So this is my understanding of this. That's the fight with her, is to get her to move. And then they got to the point where she's no longer got a choice.
Understood.
Her thing was there. She came to disrupt ICE. That's part of her background. She came. There was a whole lot of people who come to these where ICE is going, and they're trying their best to disrupt them. to stop
Okay,
them.
Kev, let me just interject for a second. I'm not disputing any of that you're just saying. What I'm asking you is, what did you see that justified her getting shot?
I didn't go into the shot yet. We didn't get anything about getting shot.
Because what you're doing is you're doing cause and effect.
Yeah, the complaints. The first thing was stated was like, oh, he's already got a gun out. Well, they're going over it. Like, I think my understanding at this point, she's going to get arrested, right? Like, this is not right. She's going to be arrested. She is told to get out, stop, turn the car off. And I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. So now she says and throws it into drive and takes off on you.
Okay, I'm cool with that too.
You and I, we ain't shooting her, right? Like, that's
okay. Say that again.
But why are you not shooting at her?
Well, Rich, part of our training, right, was you don't shoot a car that's being used as a weapon against you. You get out of the way and you go after them. Right? My bullet can't stop the car. That's the way I was trained. That was how they beat it into our heads.
Okay.
If I'm looking at a car,
why is it okay for him to shoot her?
Rich, let me finish. Right? We'll get to that. There's a different training, different places. I'm just giving you Kevin Branzetti, Bill Foster's NYPD, how we were trained. We are not ICE agents there. We're not Minneapolis cops. We're not Florida cops. We're NYPD cops. Different departments, different trainings. We don't have national standards on everybody does it the same. But for us, that is, even if she's using that car as a weapon, right? It doesn't mean I can't shoot her. We're taught, don't get out of the way. Because my bullet's not stopping a car. Never, ever going to stop a car. So while I'm sitting there trying to shoot the car, it's still going to hit me. Or worse, it might hit me because I shot her and the car turns, right? Like, we don't know. Is she trying to hurt? You don't know as that cop as well. Is the person trying to hurt you or escape? Bill and I probably, I can't say, hundreds of fights in our lives as cops with people trying to escape. And I would say the overwhelming majority, their only thing they would have done to us was escape if they got away. But there's a few that probably would have hurt us if they had the opportunity. And there's probably even a small amount that would have killed us if the opportunity came during that fight to get our guns.
I'll co-sign that. Okay.
Right? You don't know because you don't know anybody. You don't know what the level is. You don't know what they're doing. But going back to this, yeah, she's under arrest. I want that car to stop. I want her out. I will absolutely point my gun. That's a fair one. Point my gun, scream at it, stop the car, get out, get out, get out. The person's in the car. We're always taught you can't see what's there. You don't know where their hands are going to go. You don't know what's around them. You can't grab them. I think all that's fair. I actually even respect it more if they were cops and they were trained, that they did this to a white woman, that they didn't do this to just a black man because we were more afraid of a black man. So the fact that they treated it, says something in its own right.
Okay,
so hold the gun.
Rich,
yelling at
Rich, let me interject for a second.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Okay, Kev. So let me ask you a question. Like you said, we were trained not to shoot at a vehicle, right? I think I listened to somebody sent me something about the law was trained, like they changed it that you can shoot at a vehicle in Minnesota, but we're talking about legality versus, whatever the situation. Yep. Now, you said about him pulling out the gun to stop the vehicle. Yes, so let's say he's using his gun as an intimidation factor, right? Which yes, a lot of us have done in the past.
I've definitely done it.
Yeah, exactly, to intimidate somebody. But the bottom line is she's turning away. So he's shooting. Somebody sent me something talking about, he had been shot, he had been dragged before, hit before by a car. I don't give a squirrel's hairy ass. The bottom line is, he killed that lady. That's my personal feeling. There's no person in this world that can sit here and tell me that he did not kill her. She's pulling away. The vehicle is out of his harm. If you look at this video, whether you're saying it's somebody's projected 3D image, the bottom line is it's still a video of the actual situation. He was able to move out the way, and he shot first. before the vehicle even got close to him. And he shot again.
The 3D one, I'm so sorry, Bill. I'm just completely disregarded because that could be the people could be off where it's positioned in the 3D thing. You don't know who put it together and how accurate it is.
Well, can I ask you a question, Kevin?
Yeah, go ahead,
Enough.
Rich.
We don't need 3D. The video's good.
No, let me ask you a question. Well, let me ask you a question. All right. So if I'm an officer and my intent is to get her to get out of the car, right?
Yes.
And my position is, as an officer, I'm going to physically stand directly in front of the car in defiance of her not being willing to get out and stop. So I'm going to stand in front of the car with a gun and point directly at you. If I'm in front of the car like this, and if you're coming towards me, I'm going to jump out of the way. And as you drive away, shoot you in the face. Is that how that works? Or if I'm standing in front of the car and I'm trying to intimidate you and stopping and I see you're not going to stop and I can't get out the way now, I'm going to fire these shots directly in the window and then maybe get her on the side. He waited till she went past him and shot her in the face in an open window.
So you're also talking like one, I always enjoy talking about like how you would have shot somebody better in the incident. That's a thing, the path I'll never go down. You're not there.
No, I'm not saying I would have shot her better. I'm telling you from the point of being in danger. If I'm in danger of getting hit by a vehicle, right?
Yep.
Now you said that she was being disruptive in whatever police action that ICE action that they were taking at the time, right? Which I don't even know what that action was, because were they trying to arrest somebody or were they trying to arrest her? I mean, and she was blocking what? What was she stopping them from doing that caused them to want to arrest her?
So gentlemen.
So I never heard what that discussion was. Like, who was she actually blocking and disrupting them from doing what? Because when she pulled up, she's waving with her hand for the cars to go by. Some cars went by, and that one ICE car stopped and got out and approached her.
You have to go back and look for it.
Because the video, I saw the video footage of about maybe 2 minutes of what occurred before she got shot and after she got shot, and from different angles of the incident.
Fellas, I'm gonna play a video, another video. Hold on.
Justice.
Can you guys see it?
According to the Department of Homeland Security, ICE agents were carrying out a quote-unquote targeted operation in Minneapolis, and the official account is that civilians were trying to block them in. Video of the shooting about to unfold appears to support this, with this dark red SUV blocking the road, and these are ICE agents approaching the driver's side. We can see from this other angle, the SUV is actually parked here for some period of time. This man right here is the officer who within moments you will see drawing his gun. He's filming the car, walking around it, then disappears out of frame. Back to the other angle. The armed hooded agents approach, ordering the driver blocking their way to get out of the car. You can see here the reverse lights go on. Just a split second before, this ICE agent puts his hand on the door handle. He's going to try to open that door, but it's locked. No! The voice we're hearing there is of a bystander. What we can't hear is the driver herself. That's a key piece of evidence we're missing, because when weighing the totality of what's happened, the apparent fight or flight of the driver absolutely factors in.
That can include verbal cues, facial tics, whatever you're seeing. Someone has a look in their eye, you need to get in there, interview the officers who are right there, interview the officer himself involved in the shooting, get a better understanding of what it was he was seeing, what led him to believe that this posed such an imminent danger.
No!
Now, if we pause the video again right here, a whole series of things are about to happen in rapid succession, and I'll break them down one by one. First, you'll notice the reverse lights are off. Car's back in drive, and for the briefest of moments, at a complete stop. Second, the agent who just tried to open the driver's side door has now reached inside the vehicle itself. But third, and most importantly, we now see a third ICE officer emerge. This is the one we saw earlier, filming the vehicle circling around it. He's in front of the vehicle now, and he's drawing his gun.
There's no restriction about when you can take your weapon out of your holster or not. But normally it's when you feel like you are a potential threat. For instance, if you're engaged in an arrest, you have your weapon out in most cases during an arrest.
It's as the vehicle starts to accelerate forward, turning to the right, away from the officer with the gun, he fires 3 distinct shots. The driver immediately loses control of the vehicle. Seconds later, it crashes hard into a parked vehicle on the side of the road. And we learn later, the driver's dead.
Oh my God! What the? What the?
So knowing how the altercation ends, let's play that video out once again without stopping and starting. Then we'll consider whether this supports or discredits the Trump administration version of events.
No! No! Shame! Shame!
Your thing keeps Bill on my screen. It doesn't run straight through.
Considering the federal narrative of what happened,
Does it
let's
pause
go
on your screen?
to heart.
No.
Recall
Hold
the
on.
story told by
it paused on your screen?
Yeah.
Not me.
Yeah. That video, and it could be my
It showed
internet.
the
That's
whole
what I was
thing
saying.
on
My
mine.
internet's kind of loud. Yeah.
Oh, come on with this. All right. Well, I'll send it to you, Kev.
Send it to me. Maybe I'll try to flip it on my phone on the side and kind of catch a little bit of it.
Well, yeah,
so I
yeah,
can
yeah.
check it out. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll send it
Email
to
it to
you.
me.
Yeah. That way you can look
Watch
at
it.
it yourself. So I mean, the bottom line is, I mean, I think, you know, I'm coming from a tactical standpoint. I think Kevin and I'm assuming we both worked in high volume precincts or in organized crime. That situation is not new. It's really not. We've been told, like you said, we've been trained not to shoot. That TV shooting at moving vehicles is not what is accepted. You can definitely get in trouble for that. Correct me if I'm wrong, Kevin. As you went into
you can as an NYPD cop, you can legally shoot the car. Like if I'm standing there and I'm in the way and it's coming right at me, I can shoot it. It's just not the move we're taught. We're taught not to get out of the way. If it's being used as a weapon to kill you, Bill, you can shoot him, right? If I see it, picture it this way. Well, what if I already got hurt and I'm laying in the street and that guy jumps in the car, goes to run me over, and you're standing on the side, are you shooting him?
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's an extreme scenario. But I'm
so wait a minute, Kevin. Let's be honest. There's levels to this, then.
Yeah. It's not an absolute. It's not an absolute saying you can't shoot a person in a car. You can shoot, but we're taught not to. That scenario, we would have been taught, if we would have did that as a training exercise, we would have been taught not to shoot that person.
So let me ask you a question, Kevin, and I'll ask Rich. You know, do you think he was justified? It's real talk. It's real talk. It's real talk.
You asking me?
I'm asking Kevin first, and then I'm coming to you, Rich. I'm asking Kevin first, and then I'm coming to you, Rich.
I think legally he's fine. You know, I think that you're fine legally, but that's that category, Bill, of, and I am sure you've had it in your career where you could have legally shot your gun. All right,
Absolutely.
there were times in my
Absolutely.
career, not many, but there was a couple where I could have legally shot my gun at somebody and I didn't. There's legally, and then there's should I or shouldn't I. So legally, I think he's fine. Should he have? No.
Rich?
Well, I agree with Kev. Legally, he's fine because it's okay for a cop to do some shit like that. Legally. Morally, no. Because you're looking at it from the standpoint
You
of
want
being
something,
alone.
man?
Can I finish?
No, I just wanted to see
Wait a
if you
minute.
agreed.
Y'all agree with each other.
Now, if I look at it from the standpoint that no matter what capacity we work in, we're people and our family members are people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you guys might be law enforcement, but you got relatives that aren't, right? And like you call them John Q. Public, they're going about their business. They have their beliefs about certain shit that goes on. You have a daughter or a wife or a sister that doesn't believe ICE is doing the right thing, and their form of protest is, I'm going to block this ICE truck from doing whatever they're doing. So I'm going to use my car. My sister or my mother or my daughter is going to use their car, and I might be saying to them, don't get involved with that shit, but they say, hey, I don't like this shit. I'm protesting. So I'm going to take my car and I'm going to block the road for ICE to not get by me. Right? So I'm using my car for that. And I'm telling them, I might be screaming out the window, you fucking asshole, blah, 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 blah. And then they come over to your car and they try to open your daughter's door. She backs up and then turns her wheel and they're reaching inside of the car to open the door against her. Now, if the guy is that close to reach in the car, he can see whether she has a weapon or not because he stuck his hand in there, right? So now my daughter is driving off and the other guy, ICE agent, is in front of him on the side and I'm spinning away from him. He's saying, you bitch, and shoots her in the face 3 times. And I'm going to sit here and wonder whether or not he was justified. And that was my sister or my mother or my daughter. Hell no. We can only take that position when you don't know or even care. You're supporting the whole premise that ICE is doing something that's legal and doing something that's warranted, and or doing something that the people want them to do, to the degree that they're willing to kill anyone that's going to get in the way of them catching someone that might get away another day. So let's kill somebody that would protest to the degree that they would block me from getting to them.
Yeah. Yep. Rich, like I said, I wouldn't have shot. Do I think she should have been arrested? Yep. I think she should have been arrested. Right. And I think we've also hit a point where, protesters like her and others we've seen in places that have this thought that they don't have to. Like, she was told to get out. He tried to get in this car. She locked the door. He tried to get his hand in there to unlock it, to pull that door open, and she drove off. Her job at that point, you can disagree with the law enforcement person all you want. When you're ordered, that's the end of the conversation. You ordered to turn the car off, you got to turn the car off. You ordered to get out, you got to get out. You ordered to put your hands behind your back, got to put your hands behind your back. That's it.
Let me just say this, Kev. I agree with you. That's the way we've been taught. That's the way we've been trained. But that's a perfect world.
Yeah.
I mean, like I always tell people always have said they were resisting arrest. If you grab somebody, the normal reaction is to pull away. And then, you and I know people have been charged with a resisting arrest just because they've been like, wait a minute, let me explain. Right? Yeah. So, like, let's deal with the facts. The bottom line is, I can't count. I had one officer tell me one time, they was like, yeah, when they told people to put their hands behind their back, they did it. Well, I don't know where the hell you were, but in my line of feeling, my fields and the fields that I've worked in, I've never had no person just say, okay, you right, my bad. Let me just put my hands behind
I've had a few.
Well, no,
I've had a few.
I'm not saying it hasn't happened. I've dealt with a lot of fighters. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you know, the guy running from the kilo with the kilo, and he's trying to get away, and the guy that just shot somebody, I'm chasing. He's not trying to go to jail. So I mean, the regular, you know, maybe on patrol, maybe I had one person, you know, a domestic. He put his hand behind his back. If I think about it as we talk.
Fair amount. Well, the funny part is it was more the skinny little guys who were the fighters, and the big, really big guys.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time I had them, they put their hands on their back.
So I say that to say that, but I'm saying with this situation, all these agents look big enough. I would respect it if he felt that problematic with it. The one that was at the door, I'd respected him punching her in the face. I respected that. But the bottom line is,
if they got the door open and dragged her out, Bill, I would have been fine with it. Right? Two guys pulled her out, dragged her on the floor, cuffed her, put her in their car.
Listen, I right now, I personally, and I say this, and I say this with no shame, I don't respect the ICE agents right now. I really don't. I think they're slave catchers to me. I think, you know, they've turned back the time on what Leo really meant back then, when people were doing things just to do it because they could abuse their powers. Let me tell you something. That would be a job I damn near might have to quit, because there isn't any way in my life, in my head, in my moral compass, that I could just pull somebody over because they're working and just ask them who they are or their citizen and just arrest them, John and Jane Q. Public. But there's drug traffickers and all kind of rapists and stuff out here. I didn't sign up to, but see, that's the key. I just said it. They signed up to do that, so they're feeling they're living. Not
all of them.
Well, all of them are doing it now.
So ICE got a draft now.
Well, you didn't know that, Rich?
That they draft you into ICE?
No. What I mean, Rich, is some of them had the job before he was president, right? You've been an ICE agent for 15 years, and for the most part, for the 15 years, you've had a very select few people you've been looking for, mostly high-end violent felons, people who have warrants.
Absolutely, I agree.
And they got a new head of ICE though. The guy that's running ICE now, he's new.
Yeah, so they're not all. There's a lot of them who've been there a long time, and I'm sure there's a lot of most spectacular human beings, and there's a lot who have a lot of problems with what's going on. And my guess is there's a lot.
That was a good adjective, spectacular.
Yeah, there's a lot of good arrests that they're making on top of it, but the bad ones are really beating them down as an agency, and it's. I'm not co-signing it. I'm not on this. Like I said, none of us know enough. None of us spend a day with Rich. You've never spent a week with an ICE team going out and seeing what they're actually doing. Neither is Bill or I. So we only have a little bit of news clips, and we know a little. But I'll go back to what I said earlier. I know enough to know that if you're doing this as a quota system, right? Like he had right off the bat an amount he wanted every day. That never works.
So let me ask you a question. Kev, let me ask you this question. You said something that was so true. We don't know what they're doing. It's just the same way when people would question NYPD and tell us they don't know what we're doing and stuff like that. But let me ask you this. From what you've seen from social media or any behind the scenes outlets that you have you seen them take down anybody of violence that warranted this? Because the bottom line is you're shooting unarmed women. You're not shooting the guy that you're chasing and he's pulling around, he's turning and he's aiming a gun at you. We've seen more innocent and not innocent. Let me just take that. We've seen more people of color get shot without a firearm than we've seen. Now we're seeing white women and white people getting shot because ICE said they was looking for Jose Sanchez or you know what I'm saying? Like You going up and asking. So, okay, she's blocking. She's being an interference, whether she's got paid to do it or not. She's being arrested for interference. You know what I'm saying? Obstruction.
Obstruction, government official, administration, disorderly. We have all those charges, right? It's an easy one. But the problem is, and here's what's something I talked about earlier. They're federal agents, right? So like they don't have disorderly conduct charges. There's no. Their operation should have had cops with them, and it's the cops who have to deal with the protests.
But cops don't even want to be a part of that, Kev.
No, but that I agree. But in order to keep the peace, the cops should be there. The cops should be the ones dealing with the protesters.
Okay, but
I never
think about this.
But cops follow the law. They don't follow the law. That's why cops ain't with them, because cops will follow the law.
The thing is, they are following the law, Rich. Like, I don't know what you're saying they're not, right? Unfortunately, our law, everybody.
So the federal law is that they can stop a civilian and demand ID. So that's federal law. That's what you're telling me?
What I'm telling you is I can demand ID from somebody for mere suspicion, right? That's the level. It's mere suspicion.
Suspicion of what?
What is mere suspicion?
Suspicion of what?
Of a crime. Mere
there
suspicion
you go.
of
hold on. Put a pin in that. Of a crime.
We got 5 minutes. Go ahead. 5 minutes.
Suspicion of a crime, not a suspicion of possibly being a criminal.
Just being.
There's a suspicion of a crime, right?
Unfortunately,
but
Rich,
not a suspicion of you possibly being a criminal.
I got you, but let me finish. Unfortunately, right, the crime that they're investigating is being here illegal. That's actually a crime. It's a federal.
So what
law.
makes you suspicious of being here illegally?
Every case is different. Why did they pull the person?
Well, I'm asking you because you waving a flag for them. What would make a person suspicious of possibly being here illegally? What is it that you're doing that says that you shouldn't be here?
Yeah. If my job is to go out, let me answer you.
I'm going to answer it for you. It starts with your color. Your color makes you suspicious. The fact that you're speaking a foreign language makes you suspicious. So you got something outside of that? Give it to me.
Rich, if I was in charge of going after people who are here illegally, all right?
No, stay with what I just asked you. What makes you suspicious, Kev? What makes a person suspicious of being here illegally? What would that? What's that look like?
What you just gave is not what it looks like.
Well, I'm asking you, what does it look like? If you're law enforcement, right, and they say, Kev, go out there and get illegal aliens, how are you going to know who is and who isn't?
Now, may I?
Go ahead.
I'm waiting.
So, if it was my job to the people here illegally, right? You have there's lists of them, right? There's lists in New York City of people who are in New York City illegally because of arrest records, because they got whatever.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm fucking with you. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, we're not laughing. We ain't doing it right.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So it's spending that time. Then I would research. All right, arrest records. Who got arrested? Who's here illegally? Where do they show they are? All right, they show they're at this house. I'm going to go to that house and look for, Rich, who's here illegally. I'm going to knock on the door.
You saying they're going on arrest records only?
No, that's one of the ways. I'd go on arrest records. In states like New York, I would go on DMV records because we allowed, right, New York State, you don't have to be a citizen to get a driver's license. So they can look at DMV records. They can look at arrest records. Bill, anyway, it's just being a
No,
being a
no,
cop and looking for
I know.
somebody.
I was just asking what were you articulating? That's all. I was just asking.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah. There's a lot of ways to go looking for somebody. So then I have a piece of government information, an arrest record, a DMV that says Rich lives at 250 West 140th Street. So I go to 250 West 40th Street, and somebody comes out of that building, and he's a male who sort of fits that description. That's mere suspicion. I could stop that guy and say, "Who are you? You have ID." Yeah.
And if he doesn't, Kevin, if he doesn't answer you,
if he doesn't answer me and I have the mere suspicion, he's gonna be held. Right?
Okay, so you're telling me
that level of I can stop you and you refuse. There's a lower level. I can ask any human being on the street, Rich. You can walk past me and say, "Hey, dude, what's going on?" And you say, "Hey, officer, what's up?" I say, "Who are you? What's your name?" And you go, "I'm not giving it to you. I got nothing. I can't go any further." You walk away and say, "Kevin, I ain't telling you nothing," and leaving, done. But if I'm at mere suspicion and you refuse, I can stop you.
Kev, you said there's a list, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Sure there is.
There's a list.
Of course.
Whatever the list is. And it comes from what now?
So there's a list. Everybody who's most of the people who are here illegally, like a lot of them have warrants already. They're in the system. They exist. So when
they're in the system. I'm just trying to follow you. They're in the system, right?
They could be in the system, sure.
Okay. So now when you get in the system, right, that means somehow you maybe was arrested, right?
Agreed.
Right? So when you're arrested, they do what? Don't they take a picture of you?
Yeah.
Okay. So now when you say a description, I'm thinking when somebody describes somebody because you don't have a picture of them, Kev, hold on. You're describing someone. He looks like this. But if you're saying they're in the system, they should be approaching this from the picture they have of the person, right?
Yes.
So you know what he looks like. So you know what he looks like.
I have
right? So you're approaching them with a list with pictures with names to them and addresses.
Yep.
So there should be no mistake or guesswork attached to
100% there is. And this part I can
who you're coming for, right? But we're not talking about that. We're talking about random stops. People that are being approached at their job, snatched up, and removed from the country, and then find out later that they're not that person they thought they was, and you get left there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, if I'm in a car, right, I'm law enforcement, and I see a car that's obstructing my job, right?
Yes.
And now I'm deciding that I want to get this person that's in this car. I'm going to use my car to impede them from leaving because I don't want you to leave now. I want to arrest you. So in order for me to stop you, I have to stop the car you're in.
Yes.
I'm not going to rely on you to say, "Hey, I'm going to get out." I'm going to use my vehicle to now impede you.
We got 50 seconds left. Let him reply to you, Rich. Go ahead.
What happened to the camera here?
No,
Rich, a couple of quick things. Yes. I would absolutely prefer to have a car blocking it. Have I ever opened a door and dragged somebody out of a car? Yep. Do I wish that's what they got to? If that door popped open, that's what would have happened in that scenario. Like that cop, that ICE agent was trying to open it. Yes. Your thing with the picture ain't that easy. Not all of us are very good with pictures and faces. There's actually a test. There's a scientific way of doing this. I failed it. I am awful. If I took your driver's license, Rich, and you walked into a bar and I had to look at it and go, "Is that him?" I'm bad at it.
Yeah, because all you Negroes look alike.
And there are people who are spectacular. The test I took was all white. The test I took was all white guys, just to
You full of shit, Kev.
Yeah, I had that one coming. I set that one up for you.
Kev, you full of shit.
We'll talk in the green room, and I'll show you the site. You can go test your own. You can test your ability. It's not that easy taking a photo and going to look for somebody. It just isn't.
So it's easier with a
And we'll
description.
of course it will.
So it's easier with somebody to describe somebody than you actually looking at a picture.
No, none of that was easy for me. None of that was easy. I could never be the TSA guy. Like when you go into the airport and he takes your license and puts the thing and looks at you.
Hey, Kev, you should
I'm not very
stay
good at it.
in the fucking office. Because if you hit the streets, it's all you niggas look alike.
Well, you know what's so funny, everybody. I'm going to bring this to an end because the bottom line is I'm so happy to have my brothers back that I don't want to abuse them where they talk about, oh, we ain't going to be here in 2 weeks. So what are we on, a 2-week schedule? Maybe we'll figure it out. Maybe we might come back rich next week. I know, Kev, you're on a 2-week schedule with me, right? Every 2 weeks or something like that.
Schedule works for me.
Yeah. Maybe
Kev,
Rich
Kev working ice part-time. he taking that 50,000 and wearing yo Bill, he's wearing a mask out there. We don't know it's Kev.
Yo, he can't hide that red hair, that Beetle Bailey shit. I thought.
Nah, you got that skull cap. You know the one that covers your hair and your face.
I thought, listen, he'll give himself away when he sees some rocks and he'll go start climbing and the agent and the little people that he's supposed to be chasing running the other way. You know what I'm saying? If you wanted to go in the mountains and get him, that's your huckleberry. So listen, everybody, like we always do, we ain't gonna never change. Positive affirmation before we get out of here, man. Let's get out of here. Pick one. Right. Anyone, Rich, Kev, anybody.
First off, Happy New Year. It's a new year. There are lots of things. I talked about a lot over the years. I could spend all day watching news clips and social media clips that will make my stomach turn and make me angry. Mm-hmm. You know, we got two choices in life. One, be out there and do something. But the other thing is take some time off. If you're on social media every day, if you're on the news every day, it ain't good for you. You got to take some time out, spend some time with your family, spend some time with your kids.
Stay up in the mountains,
people,
right?
Your neighbors.
Go up
in the mountains. You might find me up there. I'll be up in the mountains with my new hip.
Yeah, how's that going? How you feeling? Yo, Kev,
super
tell
good.
people
Super good. I'll be out hiking.
How's the business going with your the apprehension? Or
you guys can watch it online. I don't know if you could see missing. The National Child Protection Task Force is the org I run. We help law enforcement find missing kids, but just as importantly, maybe more importantly, we work with communities to help change how missing kids are handled and found. Right? The process has to be find them, listen to them, help them. We set up a system in this world where we let cops be the ones that find them, but we didn't give them an infrastructure of what do you do with them afterwards. And that's kind of
loud applause, baby. That's loud applause.
Oh, that's a laugh. Oh, that's better. Thank you. And if you think about the way the thing is set up, if we had cops who make arrests and we never gave them courts and jails, what would the system look like? Well, we have these missing kids, and unfortunately, we didn't set up the right process. So that's part of what we're doing. And you guys will see in the next month or so, we're doing a big operation in the New York area. I can't give the location yet.
No, don't. If you need me to come out of retirement,
you will see.
If you need me to come out of retirement, talk to my agent over here, Malika.
Yes. Wow.
Rich, what about you, man? Give us a positive affirmation. What you up to? What you got going on in your career?
Oh man, listen. My thing is just about if you want change, you got to be about change. You know, you got to be involved to create that change that you're looking for, right? Like what Kev is doing. I think at some point we should do a whole show on what Kev is doing, you know,
We could do that.
and,
Absolutely.
and how we can help
Assist.
somehow and
Yeah.
help finding kids, help prevent kids from being taken. You know, what can we do as a community to assist in what's going on with these missing children, you know, and bring some information to the table for everybody that's watching the show that could probably help solve this problem.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you. It's a community problem. It's not a cop problem. It's not a social worker problem.
So I like to be about solutions. So if we can
Absolutely.
all get the right information and get it from organizations like the one that Kev is working with, we're all better off. So I don't like to just sit out here and talk about shit.
Bill, this is a real new year. First of all, we agreed twice today.
I know. That's why I applaud. Let me do it again.
And he's looking at, you know.
Hey, Kev, you've changed. You had your coming to Jesus moment.
Oh my God.
That's how it happened.
Yo, everybody, listen. Listen, I got these new toys. I'm playing with them. I thank my brothers for being back with me. It's a new year. I hope you all are fostering the moment with positive vibes only. Listen, if you're in town or around town, we're going to be at Row House this weekend having some little celebratory birthday kind of cocktails. If you want to, just stop by and show some love.
What day?
Is that Saturday or Friday?
Saturday.
What time?
Well, I'll be there from Malika. What time we be there from 1 to 8? Yeah, from 1 to 8. So I say all that. Yeah, well, yeah, you know, if you can't, Kev, you know, it'd be good to see you and Miss Lady. You know what I'm saying?
I'm driving.
Oh, yeah. How's your lady, Kev? Man, she always said she wanted to come back, but you never brought her back. What's going on?
He brought her back.
Yeah, where was I at?
I
didn't
know
call me.
Yeah, I'll send you the pictures. I got pictures.
You didn't even call me.
So Saturday is a real good chance. I'm driving to Philly on Saturday. I got to head back that way, and you know maybe I can grab dinner by you guys, and then I got to drive to Connecticut.
And it's so funny if we'd have known that we would have been in Philly. The next time you do that, let us know. We're not too far out. You know what I'm saying? So anyway,
let's chat afterwards. We're still on the air.
We'll talk. Yeah. Everybody, this is Real Talk Chronicles. I'm your host, Bill Forster, with my co-host, Kevin Branzetti, Richard Williams. Shout out to everybody. Listen, it's the new year. Like it, subscribe to it, share it. You see, listen, we were kind of calm. This was a real easy way to segue back into the new year. So we appreciate you all, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll speak to you soon. And like I said, foster the moment with positive vibes only. Real talk. Talk to you later.